I'm just going to make this very crystal clear. Y'all are either going to have to fight or you're going to die. They're coming for our water. They're coming for water. They don't want us to live a life where we have water. We're already paying for it, but they want us just basic consumptions so they can have it for what they want. You're going to either fight or you're going to die because none of us can survive without water and they don't care about us. If you're not serving little white America in the Middle East, if you ain't working, then you're obsolete. And honestly, they don't really need us because they can build welfare cities all over this country. That's all they care about, data centers and welfare cities. If you understand what I'm saying, just look up deed theft. Y'all are living in fucking la la land if you think you're going to go back to what you think America used to be, which was just a smoking mirror anyway. You're going to have to fight or you're going to die.
All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops of the great millstone who taught us this truth. I'm the servant and friend Yahweh of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. My name is Milchamah-ba, coming back at you with another video. And even, uh, you know, look like so-called Edomites know what's going on and know what's happening. And a lot of you Jakes, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are dumb to the fact that these things that she spoke on is near and dear. It's prophecy, okay? And imagine dying, from a famine of especially water. You just dehydrated, and that's a collapse of all your internal organs. And hey, so it's a lot of things been going on, and like this guy here said, and Blue Fox Red said she's right. Jeff Bezos literally said in an article that human beings are consuming too much water and not leaving enough for AI, and we should sacrifice because AI is the future of humanity. Shit, without humanity, there is no future. Okay? Show you these people, man. They are the adversaries of Yahweh Shema Shai. And, water is a necessity that comes from the heavens, and they act if, they own the water. But since they got the power, the Lord gave them the power and they figured they could do whatever they please. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So, it's another example on who the wicked is. It's crazy, but this is hell, man. Okay? This is hell. So let's get one of the precepts. This is Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 12. It said they have billied the Lord Yahweh by Shemi Awashai and said, is it not he? Neither shall evil come upon us, neither shall we see sword nor famine. And that's the mindset of a lot of our people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, especially in the church. They believe that, oh, no, God wouldn't do that, blah, blah. Yeah, you've been wicked. You're going to have to, get your judgment, And that's an understanding that a lot of people don't know about. They don't believe that because they've been wicked and do all these wicked things, that nothing is going to come because it hadn't came to them yet. Since a sentence against an evil worker is not done quickly, they set on their hearts to continue in their evilness. Roughly paraphrasing the scripture. Okay? It says, and the prophets shall become wind, and the words is not in them. Thus shall it be done unto them. Yeah, all the things, all the judgments, okay, that comes with, the works of their hand. Okay? And it's it's an unbearable thing, not to know these prophecies and not to listen to the prophets. It's going to be an aha moment. Okay? That's fastly approaching, man. Okay? It says, verse 14, it says, wherefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts, because ye speak these words, or these words, behold, I will make my words like fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. Okay? Meaning that what the Lord has set upon the words that comes out of the prophet's mouth is the Lord's word, but he's allowing you to get it, but you don't want to get it, so the words are going to be like fire. Okay? And the people would, because they're going to be destroyed. It's a crazy look, man, but this is the time that we're fastly approaching, when this guy Bezos thinking he could he's not going to pay for his wickedness. And there's a lot of Edomites that all of the things that they're doing, they believe in, they can get away with it. But no, you're not going to get away with it. You're not going to get away with your wickedness, okay? Because you have your new world order set up to do what it's doing on this side. Best believe this is going to be a side where the Lord is going to give his men the power to do the same to you. Let's get second Ezra 16 in verse 22. It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape hunger shall the sword destroy. Okay? So if you get out of the famine, you get hit with the sword, which is a better way of perishing, than hunger. I mean, of food and water. Verse 23, it says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be waste, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. Okay? So it's going to be a major collapse, in the earth, beginning with the water system. And I believe the last time I seen, but I guess it depends on how big the data center is, but I believe them data centers use about 2 million gallons of water a day. The ones that I've seen, and I think there's been ones that's larger than that. So what this guy Bezos is talking about is irrelevant to, for the world to thrive if there's no humanity. See, and this could be possibly this thing to, have you with your back up against the wall to accept the, the charagma in your head or your forehead, your hand or your forehead, So these are the times that we're in, and I know a lot of young generation, they don't like water, but if it ain't none around, then they gonna love it. Okay? The Lord tells you in the scripture that his servants shall drink while ye shall be thirsty. Okay? My servants shall eat while ye shall be hungry. So imagine that. Okay? Lord willing, we are those true servants that the Lord will reprimand when the time of famine of food and water is scarce. So till the next time, I say shalom.